One question that I often get is, how do I tell my parents that I don't believe in God? And this is especially true for people who come from religious backgrounds and their parents still believe. So let's get into it. If you're an atheist or if you're an agnostic and you just don't know whether or not you believe in God anymore, and you want to tell your parents and you might feel the need to tell them, but you're not sure how, then this video is for you. I've been an atheist for about 10 years, and I never told my parents that I didn't believe in God until about a year ago. I'm no expert on the matter, but I thought I would give some tips on how to tell your parents that you don't believe in God. Number one, you don't have to. Although you might feel obligated to tell them that you don't believe in God, you really don't have to. If you just want to visit with your parents and have surface level conversations or not get into religion and politics, then that's fine. That's kind of one of those unspoken rules, especially during the holidays and stuff anyways, is you don't talk about religion and you don't talk about politics. Tell that to my family though. If you feel obligated to tell them, just know that you're actually not. Especially if you're in a situation where you still live with your parents and you have to for a while longer. If they're religious and you're not, and you tell them that, then it might create some conflict and some harder times than you hoped for. I've gotten some DMs from people who are still living with their parents and they're in tough situations because they don't know whether they should tell them or not. Their parents make them go to church every Sunday, and so they're kind of in a pickle, you know? My thing is, only tell them if you feel safe doing so. Religion can often make people act irrationally, especially religious parents when they find out that their children don't believe. You know, they might force you to go to church more than you want to, or give you these extra Bible lessons. You know, actually, my ex-wife, her stepdad, he used to keep her home from church and give her these Bible lessons at home, like a psychopath. Just use your best judgment. Tip number 2 is just be honest with them. If you have a good relationship with your parents and you feel like you can tell them anything, then just be honest and tell them that you don't have a reason to believe in God anymore. Tell them the things that make you doubt. Tell them the reasons why you don't believe. Tell them that you just feel like you've been indoctrinated with these beliefs, or that you don't have enough evidence to believe that God is real. Tip number 3, use whatever terminology works best in the situation. When I told my parents that I didn't believe in God, I didn't use the word atheist because I think that atheist gets a bad rap. That term has negative connotations that come along with it. So I just told them that I didn't believe. I think I used the word agnostic. If you know that you're going to use the word atheists and that their reaction is going to be poor, maybe just choose a different word. Tip number 4, don't be brash or bash their religion. Fight the temptation to strongly criticize what they believe. If they hold an idea near and dear to their heart, then maybe don't go talking about how terrible that is. The focus should just be on your lack of belief. If you come into the conversation with, I don't believe this and this and this, and that's stupid and that doesn't make sense, then they're going to put up their defenses. Tip number 5, be strong. What I mean by be strong is don't waver in your explanation to them. If there's one thing I know about religious people, if they see any opportunity, any cracks, then they're going to attack. So you don't want to be like, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I don't think I believe. If they hear you say that, then they're just going to be like, oh, he's backslidden. Or, oh, she'll come back to the Lord. My child is just confused. Don't leave that door open for them. Tell them that you don't want to be preached to and that you're not trying to hear about God in this moment. This is about you just telling them that you don't believe. Tip number 6, make sure that they know that it has nothing to do with them. Your lack of belief in God is not about people and how people have hurt you and how the church has hurt you. People have a tendency to take it personally if you don't believe in their God, especially your parents. They feel like they've done something wrong. Assure them that they haven't. Tip number 7, expect a negative response and hope for a positive one. I'm just trying to be realistic here. Most likely, if your parents are religious and you tell them that you're not, the response isn't going to be great. So expect a negative response, hope for a positive one. Maybe they'll see things your way. Maybe they'll be cool with your decision. Just try not to have your hopes too high because they raised you a certain way. And if your parents are not religious, this should be pretty easy. I would like to think that most parents would be reasonable and accept your choices, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. Tip number 8, If you're not in a situation where you have freedom, then maybe try to work out some kind of deal. If you're a minor and your parents are wanting you to go to church, then maybe you might have to suck it up a little bit and go to church every now and then to appease them. It's not ideal for you and it kind of sucks, but if you can appease your parents every now and then, or tell them that you'll go once a month or something, then it might work out better for everyone until you can get out of that situation and on your own. Disclaimer, I'm not a therapist, so if there are any issues of psychological or physical, emotional abuse, then try to talk to a professional. But hopefully these tips maybe had something in there if you're looking for an answer of how to tell your parents that you don't believe in God. Maybe this helped a little bit. If you like this video, then make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. If you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/JesusUnfollower. Or you can click the link in the description to go to my store where I have some atheist t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, hats, etc. Thank you to my current patrons, Ainsley, Marissa, Leah, Robert, Derek, World of Peepers, and John. Until next time, let logic and reason guide the way. Peace out.